welcome. My name is Savannah, and today I will be guiding you through a yoga class for hockey players. This class is in honor of the Edmonton Oilers. They have made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, and they haven't made it to the Stanley Cup Finals since 2006. So this is a super exciting time. Now this class will include a variety of components. We will start by just working with the breath in a comfortable seated position. Then we will move into some dynamic exercises for our lower body. And then we will come up into a standing position and work on our stability and balance. After that, we will be moving into our stretches, holding each posture for several breaths. And then we will work with some affirmations, which are just positive statements that can help to improve your self-talk and improve your performance on the ice. So let's begin here in a comfortable position. Feel that your shoulders are stacked over top of your hips, ground down through your lower body, and then lift up a little bit through your heart and through the top of your head. Bring your awareness to your breath. And as much as you can, feel each breath as it moves in and as it moves out. When your mind wanders off to other things, simply bring your focus back to your breath. How does your breath feel right now? What does your breath sound like? Take just one more breath. We're now going to come into a tabletop position on hands and knees, all fours. So in your tabletop position, the shoulders will be over top of the wrists and your hips will be over top of your knees. From our tabletop position, we're going to bring our knees together to touch and then our feet farther apart from one another. So the feet will come towards the edges or the sides of the mat. And then shift your weight forward and then back. Shift forward and back 2 more times like this. Making this movement fluid and smooth. Find center. We're now going to bring the knees towards the sides of the mat. And you can bring your big toes to touch. We're going to shift forward and back. Forward and back. 2 more times like this. Excellent. Find center. I'm just going to turn to face you. We're going to take the right leg straight out to the right side. So your right foot will be off of your mat and to the right side, planted down. We're going to, from here, once again, shift forward and shift back. Find your range of motion. If you would like to, you can tuck your left toes, your back toes under. Good. Find center. We're going to take this right leg back into tabletop and then extend your other leg, your left leg out. Right toes can tuck under if you like. And then as you're ready, shift forward and back, bringing the right hip towards the right heel. Shifting forward, the shoulders can move past your wrists. And then again, bringing the right hip towards the right heel. Excellent. Come back to your tabletop. I'm just going to move the other way once again. From here, take your left leg straight out to the left side, just like we did before. From here, we're going to lift it up, straight up, bring it back, and then tap the foot down to the right corner of your mat. Lift it up, bring it to the left side, bring the foot down to the ground. Moving with control, picking up the pace if you would like to, extending the leg back, tapping the foot down on the right side of the mat, lifting it up, bringing it down to the ground on the left side. We'll do this about 3 more times. Good, and then return to your tabletop. From here, we're going to extend the right leg straight out to the right side. Lift the right leg straight up and then extend it back. Tap the foot down on the left side of your mat. Lift it straight up, bring it out to the right side, place it down. Lift it up, extend it back, bring it down to the left side of your mat. Continue to move like this, moving with as much control as you can. Trying not to shift your weight from side to side, keeping your shoulders over your wrists. One last time here. And then bring your knee in. Excellent. We're going to come into a standing position from here. Ground down through both of your feet. Pick up all 10 of your toes here and spread them further apart on your mat. Ground down through each of your toes and all 4 corners of your feet. We're going to balance on our right leg and we'll lift the left leg up off of the ground. Hands at heart center. Extend your left leg back behind you, coming into a warrior 3. Reach your arms forward. Hands come to heart center, come up. You can tap your foot down. When you're ready, moving right back into that. Extend your leg back, reach your arms out in front. Hands come to heart, come back up to stand. You can tap the foot down. We're going to continue to move like this. See if you can move with a little bit more control and a little bit more precision. Good. From here, we're going to come into our warrior 3 position. Extending the arms, bring your hands to heart center. This time, bring your left knee into your chest. Extend back into your deadlift. Reach your arms forward, hands at heart center. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. Couple more times like this. Extend your leg back, reach your arms forward. Then hands at heart center. Bring your knee into your chest. One more time, just like that. Hands at heart center. Knee comes in towards your chest. Go ahead, plant your left foot down. Take some time to shake it out. And then we'll switch over to the other side. So we're going to balance now on our left leg, and the right leg will be moving. Hands at heart center. Lift your right leg up. And then come into your deadlift position. Extending your leg straight back. Your toes are flexed down towards the ground. Reach your arms out in front of you. Hands back to your heart center. Come up to stand. You can tap your right toes down if you would like to. And then right away, come back into your deadlift position. Reach your arms forward. Hands at heart. Come up to stand. 3 more like that before we add on. Good, one more time. Hands at heart center, toes tap down, come into that deadlift position, and this time we'll add on arms reach out in front, hands back to your heart center, lift your right knee in towards your chest, extend your right leg straight back, coming towards your deadlift to your warrior three, reach your arms out in front, hands at heart center, lift your knee up. 2 more times just like this. Really stabilizing, grounding down into your left foot, left leg. Good. Let's now set the right foot down. Excellent. We're going to, from here, come into a bit of a squat. Hands at heart center. So this right leg is going to stay just as it is. I'm just going to move towards the right side of my mat. And then we're going to extend this left foot out to the left side. But stay nice and light here on this left foot. So super light on the left leg. Grounded down nice and strong through the right leg. Tapping the toes out. And then straight back behind you. Light through that left leg. And then come into a little bit of a curtsy. Good, bring it back forward to our starting position. And then out to the side, straight back. And then into your curtsy. Back to the starting position. Continuing to move like this. So you should really feel most of your weight in this right leg. Just a little bit of weight is in your left leg. So try to stay as light as you can with your left foot as you tap it out to the side. We're going to do this 2 more times. Stay lifted through your chest. Excellent. Come up to stand. Just start to shake it out through your legs. We're going to come towards the other side of our mat so we can do this on the second side. Come into your squat. Again, it's just a small squat. This left leg is going to stay just as it is. The right leg is going to step out. So nice and strong, stable, steady through the left leg. And the right leg is going to be super light as it taps out to the right side and then straight back. And then come into your curtsy. Come back to center, tapping the foot lightly down next to the left foot. And then out to the right side, straight back. And then into your curtsy. Continuing to move just like this, several more times. Feeling that most of your weight here is in your left leg. And you just have a little bit of weight in your right leg. We'll do 1 more here, out to the right side, back, and into your curtsy, back to center. Excellent. Shaking it out as you need to. We're now going to come into a single leg squat position. And we're going to hold that for a couple of breaths. So we will start by balancing on our right leg, and this left leg will be lifted. Hands can be at heart center or wherever you would like them. Lifting the left leg up, starting to lower your hips down towards the ground, bringing your left knee towards your right shin, reach your heart forward. Maybe you can bring your left leg a little bit farther back behind you. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Continue to breathe. Stay with your breath. Feel each breath as it moves in and as it moves out. Excellent. Come up into your standing position. So we'll balance now on our left leg. Our right leg will be lifted up off of the ground, hands at heart center, coming into your single leg squat position when you're ready. Lowering your hips down, reaching your heart forward a little bit, maintaining a nice long spine. Bringing your right knee towards your left calf. Sitting a little bit lower into your squat, then maybe bringing your right leg farther behind you. We're here for 3 breaths. Maintain this awareness of your breath. Feel each breath as it moves in and out through either your nose or your mouth. Excellent. Come all the way up. We're going to do one more standing balance. This one is more of a stretch, and then we'll move into the rest of our stretches down on our mat. So we're going to balance here on our right leg. We'll bring our hands to heart center. We're going to cross this left ankle over the right thigh. From here, we're going to start to lower the hips down, coming into standing pigeon pose or standing figure 4. So nice and strong and steady through the right leg, grounding down through all 4 corners of the right foot. And then can you lower your hips just a little bit closer towards the ground? Lift your heart up, lift your head up. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths. Excellent. Take your time to slowly and with control come out of this position, planting your left foot down onto the ground. We'll now balance on this left leg. We'll cross the right ankle over the left leg, over the left thigh. Starting to lower your hips down towards the ground. Ground down firmly into your left foot, including all 4 corners of the foot. Strong and steady and stable through the left leg. Can you sit your hips a little bit closer towards the ground? Can you lift your head up a little bit more, finding length through your spine? We have a couple more breaths right here. Slowly and with a lot of control, come out of this position. Setting your foot down onto the mat. We're now going to make our way down into a low lunge. So we will step our left foot back. Left knee will lower down, the right foot will be in front. Bring your hands up onto your right thigh. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. And then we'll work on improving the mobility of our ankle. Feel that your shoulders are over top of your hips. Your right knee is over top of your ankle. And can you feel a little bit more grounded and centered in your low lunge? Excellent. From here, we're going to stay in this position, but we're going to start to shift forward, bringing this right knee past the ankle. So working on our ankle mobility and just allowing the knee to go as far forward as feels comfortable for you. And then coming back to your starting position and repeating that. You can hold at the bottom if you would like to for a few breaths. Or you can move in a more continuous way if you would like. 2 more times. Excellent. We're going to bring our hands down to the inside of our right foot. Bring your right foot to the right side of your mat. If you have any props nearby, if you happen to have yoga blocks or books or anything else that you would like to use for underneath your hands to bring the ground a little bit closer towards you, feel free to use anything that you have close by. So hands are to the inside of the right foot. Let's find some movement here. Moving from side to side. You can also move forward and backward, whatever you would like. If this feels like too much of a stretch, you can bring your left knee closer towards your right foot. If you're looking for more, you can lengthen out your stance more, creating more space between your right foot and your left knee. We're here for just a couple more breaths. From here, bring your right foot towards the center of your mat. Tuck your back toes under and step up to the front of your mat. Your feet are about hip distance apart. Bring your hands onto your shins. Reach your heart forward. Ground down through your feet. And focus on finding more length through your spine. Take one more breath right here. And then we're going to step the right foot back of the mat, lower the right knee down, bring your hands up onto your left thigh. So we're moving through that same sequence of postures now on the second side. Feeling that your shoulders are stacked over your hips. Can you lift your head up a little bit higher towards the ceiling? Feel that your left knee is stacked over top of your ankle. Cultivate just a little bit more strength and stability in this posture. And then we're going to transition into our movement for ankle mobility. So hands can stay on the thigh. Just start to just bring your left knee further forward, allowing it to go past your ankle. Letting it go as far forward as feels okay for you. And then come back to center and repeat that. Doing this slowly or more quickly, whatever you like. And you can hold here at the bottom if you would like to for a couple of breaths. We'll do this about 2 more times. Excellent. We're now going to find center. We'll bring our hands to the inside of our left foot and bring your left foot to the left side of your mat. If you would like more of a stretch here, you can tuck your right toes under, lift up your knee, and bring your knee a little bit farther behind you. If this stretch is feeling too intense, you can bring your right knee closer towards your left foot. And then once you have settled in and you're feeling good, let's find some movement, either laterally, So from side to side or forward and backward, whatever you would like. Continuing to feel each breath as it moves through your body and staying connected to each part of your breath as well, as much as you can. We'll take a couple more breaths here. From here, we're going to move into a low squat, also called malasana. So we're going to tuck the right toes under, lift up the right knee, and step your right foot to the right side of your mat. Toes are out, heels are in. Bring your hands at heart center and start to lower your hips down. So if this isn't working for you, you can always stay lifted up higher. This is going to require more strength. And if you're able to lower yourself closer towards the ground, you'll be working more on your range of motion, your mobility. So we're going to hang out here in this squat for 5 to 7 breaths. Bring your awareness and your focus to your breath. Notice what your breath sounds like. Two more breaths. Ground down firmly into your feet. Use the strength of your legs to stand all the way up. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So take a big step out. Your legs are nice and far apart. All 10 of your toes are facing forward. Hands can be on your hips. Hinge from your hips, so send your hips back. Reach your heart forward. And then lower your hands down to the ground. Or again, you can use any prop that you have nearby. Water bottles, books, anything that you have available to you. And then here in your forward fold, we're going to make this a little bit more active. So think about bringing your feet towards one another, almost like you're going to scrunch up the center of your mat. Dragging your feet in towards the center, really making this pose more active, adding more strength. Asking our muscles to work harder for us here. So we're really not just hanging out in a stretch, but rather you should feel your legs lighting up. You might even feel your legs begin to shake. We're here for 2 more breaths. Good. Plant your hands down onto the ground. Lower your knees down into a tabletop. And from here, we're going to continue to face the long edge of our mats. And if you do need padding for your knees, like a towel or blanket, anything like that, you can always pause this video and go grab that. Sorry, I forgot to mention it at the start of the video. We'll be moving into frog pose here. So like I said, beginning in your tabletop, and we're going to bring our knees farther apart from one another, making sure that your legs are at a 90-degree angle, so the ankles are right behind the knees. Bringing your knees out just as far as feels comfortable for you. And then if you would like to, you can walk your hands a little bit farther forward. You can shift your weight forward. You can also walk your hands a little bit farther back, and you can lower down onto your forearms if you would like to hold the pose and hang out here. You can do that. You always have the option to move in the posture in whatever way feels good for you. We're going to stay here for just 2 more breaths. Come back up onto your hands if you had lowered down onto your forearms. Ground down into your hands. So push the floor away from you with your hands, your upper body, so that you can bring your knees back towards center. And then let's just sit down into a kneeling position or cross-legged. We'll take a few breaths here. From here, we're going to make our way down onto our belly. So taking your time to lower down. Bring one hand over top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hands. And then bend your legs. And just start to take your feet, your legs from side to side. Gradually releasing some of the tension that you may have been holding or carrying in your lower back. Good. From here, allow your legs to go long. Bring both of your arms out to either side. And we're going to move into our scorpion from here. So we're going to lift the right leg up, coming into a bit of a twist. Tap the right toes to the ground behind the left leg. Come back to center and switch sides. So bending the left leg, tapping the ground behind the right leg, coming back to center. Just continuing to move like this. Moving at a pace that feels good for you. Picking up the pace if you are able to. Maybe working on finding a bit of a bigger range of motion. Let's do one more on each side. Last one right here. Good. Hands underneath the shoulders, press up into a tabletop position. And then come into a comfortable seat. Shoulders are over top of the hips. Lift your heart up, lift your head up a little bit, finding length through your spine. So all of the hard work is finished. All of the movement and stretches are finished. for this class. Now we will be working with our affirmations. So for our affirmations, I invite you to repeat each of these phrases, either out loud or in your head, whatever you prefer. And our first affirmation is, I compete one shift at a time. I compete one shift at a time. I compete one shift at a time. I control what I can control and let go of what I can't. I control what I can control and let go of what I can't. I control what I can control and let go of what I can't. I am a powerful force on the ice. I am a powerful force on the ice. I am a powerful force on the ice. I am leading my team to big things. I am leading my team to big things. I am leading my team to big things. Scoring comes easily to me. Scoring comes easily to me. Scoring comes easily to me. And our final affirmation is, I produce points every single game. I produce points every single game. I produce points every single game. I invite you now to take some time to notice how you are feeling, both your body and your mind. And this completes our practice. I really do hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it helped you out. And I'm wishing you all the best in your performance on the ice. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Thank you for being here. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.